All right. Hello, everyone. Whoop, whoop. Welcome to the Pink Riot Show. We definitely have to do music next time. Figure out figure out that sound, what's gonna be the sound. I think it's gonna be rock music.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm here for. We're always here for.
Right?
What's up, y'all?
Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Welcome to the Pink Riot Show with Keisha, Hot Havoc, and then the amazing Variant Vixen, Breeze Bookish.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, saying hello to everybody in the chat. We have Lady Fantastic first. Hey, yes, Angel and Sheena are the bestest. Yes, they are. Hey, what's up, Wong? Yes, it is a full moon tonight. Do we know why? For those who don't know, we're going to be talking about Moondogs. Very,
Period.
very exciting. Anika, hello, darling. How are you? Yes, yes. These, go ahead. Well, I don't want to talk all the time, but like, we've had some great shenanigans these last few episodes, so I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, we're having a blast getting to know the vibes and sharing all of the things that we love with y'all. We love the energy that y'all bring, so it's been super fun. So shout out to y'all for making it even more fun.
Yes, yes. Wong is shouting out. Yes, yes. Hey, yes, we are finally starting. And then our amazing hosts, they are here. They're waiting patiently for us.
We have
Melanin
some
and
beautiful
Manga.
special guests in the building tonight. Hey, Tony.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Hey, Tony. Yeah, shout out to B2 Weird.
Yeah, we're
Hey.
gang gang.
All right. So today we have a very special guest. Um, I've known Sheena at least online for what, a few years now. Into like when I started getting into comics online, Sheena, Anja, Anika, like they were the people that like really inspired me to like dig deep, like put my toes real deep into comics. So I'm very excited about this. I've been watching them for a while now and seeing the creation of Melanin Manga and just how amazing they all are. When I say shenanigans are always at a 10 with them, it is
As they should
always
be.
right, just the best of times every single time. So without further ado, I give you Melanin and Manga. She to get hold on, let me make sure I get this right. Sheena. And then we have Inja.
Hi.
Hello.
Can
What's
you
up?
hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yay.
So so excited about this. How are y'all doing?
Hello, ladies. Hello. Thank you for having us.
We're
Thank you.
excited. I'm sorry Shayna was late.
Yes.
I always have to stay on her about being on time.
It's,
Oh, I swear, she is a full job.
Oh my
I
god.
It
know,
took me a solid
not a full
15
job.
seconds to go, wait, she said Sheena.
I was like, what?
Oh my
We
goodness,
have
I love her.
Ninja,
I was like,
right?
Ginger, hurry up. She goes, Sheena, I'm already back here. I was like, well, I can't see you. What the fuck? Like, we're arguing
I
through text
said,
message.
you're not hosting,
Right.
so you can't see me.
Whatever. We
That's
are a
funny.
hot mess. You guys called it, I don't know what did you guys call us? And basically, we're
Shenanigans.
just a mess. Yeah, shenanigans. No, we're just a mess.
We're just
And we're here. Thank you.
No, they
But it's
said
a
beautiful
wonderful
blessings
mess.
in disguise.
there you go. There you
Yes,
go.
yes,
Period.
Yes, thank you for
yes.
having us. Oh
Hold
my
on.
goodness. I'm so, like Keisha said, we've been cool for a minute. I think it was the dogs that brought us. Like, I was like, oh, she has a dog too, just as I met Inja, just on the gram in the chats, and then we just started hanging out, and Now I watch her grow, her start her channel. That's how I found you. Watching you do your thing. It's just a beautiful thing. And now we're just coming together. I'm just so happy, so happy.
All of the vibes.
Black women in comics and manga. Love it.
Period.
Love it.
Period.
Right?
Yes. That has always
Oh no.
just been like cyber stalking y'all for a hot minute.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes. I love it. I love it.
Queens
It's
together.
nothing but love.
You understand
it.
when Isha and Sheena were doing lives on Instagram, I remember like I'd be in the middle of doing my hair and I'm like, oh wait, click and just and then just watch
And we
it
loved
like
it. We loved it. As soon as we saw you, we were like, Keisha. Like, yes, it's nothing but love. I love that.
yeah, this has been awesome. Okay. In the chat. Wait, what is that?
It's supposed to make like a little character, so he's
The YouTube
Okay, yeah.
long.
doesn't let you live your best life.
Right?
Oh yeah.
I see that freshly here. Both of y'all, you and Bree, like,
Right.
man,
I was like, you know what?
y'all are looking
Let me
good.
come correct for real.
Y'all are looking good. I did absolutely
No,
nothing to this.
you
And
look
I say I
beautiful
didn't even
always.
comb it.
That's the
Always.
beauty
No.
about being a versatile queen. You just like
Yes.
automatically gonna be on 10. So there's that.
Yes.
I thought you were gonna say the versatility of short hair, and I was like, exactly, because that's really why I did it. So I didn't have to
Right.
comb my hair.
Period.
And me and Anika and I were talking earlier, and she was just like, "Oh, you got to get right because to win that award next year." I was like, "Girl," and I was just like, but she had mentioned next year she predicts that me and Keisha will be the runners up. So I was like, either way, we win, baby. Like
Yeah.
she wins, I win. That's it.
Also, can you just give a little commotion for the awards that you guys already got in pocket? Like,
Aw, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
See, y'all call yourselves a mess, but clearly y'all got the right formula. Like,
Nah, we brought
Right, I mean-
everybody off.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Every time it was turning around threatening everybody. No, I'm just joking. No, but even though we don't have we don't have the graphics, we don't have this, but we have a lot of heart. We love our community. We love each other. That's all that matters. That's all that fucking matters. And I hope that's what people feel and see when they do come to our channel. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
100%. Love.
Ah! Ah! Yo, okay. Honestly, I had to say this earlier this week. If you don't mind, Bree. I was like, yo. Bree was like, yo, I need this picture, and I was like, no, you're not gonna get it. It's fine. It's fine. You're not gonna get the picture. But if you need anything, just call Sheena. Message Sheena. Sheena will get it from Ninja. Like,
I know.
Saying, don't worry.
Just hurting her, like getting her it's like hurting cats. Like you gotta, as soon as you got her, you just gotta do everything. Like, and then she's like a unicorn. You gotta like stalk her.
Like, now I know I've seen her gorgeous face before. Like,
yeah,
you don't got an old
gorgeous face.
Because I was like, okay, I hear you. I hear you. She had to put me on now. I get it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Aww,
Let's do this.
Anika.
What did she say?
Yes.
Thank you.
So Anika said, I casually found Bree on Bookstagram and followed quietly. I was elated to see the bridge over to the comic community.
Yes.
Like
it's not like a bridge, it's like a giant ass freight elevator of comics just like rose up and was like, hey, by the way.
What's crazy is like nobody has time to do that, but like when I first started my books, I was like heavily like Woman Crush Wednesday every Wednesday highlighting comics, like make my little flip book. That was like before Reels was even a thing, like Jesus.
Okay.
But, and then I just kind of was like, people aren't really engaging with that, whatever, la la la. But clearly the comics never stopped, so it was like,
right.
and then I linked up with Key, and it was like, oh, okay, yeah, we both on the same shenanigans. We might as well just make it a thing. So yeah,
Yes, I love it. I love it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah. Right? Whoop, whoop.
period.
That's all because
Winners.
of you guys. That's all because of
Every
you guys.
single year.
Winners.
Right? Eventually, everyone gets into the community. You got a way of just like bringing people in and being like,
Right.
we're cool now. We're friends. Let's do this.
Yeah. Let's do this. Is
Wait,
this
what?
the internet? Is this the end of the internet? She's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
That was
Right?
beautiful.
Hit those hearts. We're gonna like, share,
Yeah.
subscribe, all that goodness.
Yeah.
All right.
No doubt. Spread the word.
So,
They're here. Okay.
Yay. Yes.
right?
Follow us.
For real.
Right. Comment, show on all platforms. Let's go.
Yes, please.
Let's go.
But we've been doing well so far. I'm enjoying this. I'm having a good time.
Yes.
Yes, it's a vibe. Absolutely a vibe. All right. We got to get all the way jump feet first into the shenanigans so we can
Okay.
make sure that we cover because we're like we got stuff to talk about. We got
We do.
things to discuss. We got Rex to
Yeah.
share. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right.
Noise.
Hold on. Are y'all getting feedback from me? I want to make sure I'm
A
not
little
having the
bit.
same issue as last week. How is this happening? I'm not even using the same mic. All right. I can't fix it this time. Oh, we shall see. All right. So what are we doing now? Sorry for that.
Oh no, you're good. So we're intro. Okay, so now we want to get into some questions for our
Okay.
special guests, so
Okay.
that way we can get to know you guys a little bit better. Like we're getting to know each
Okay.
other now type of vibes. Okay. Do you want to kick them off, Key, or you want me to do it?
You're gonna do them because I can't find mine. When
Okay.
I say my headache took over, and I
All
am
good. It's all
Okay.
good. All right, cool. So what we want to kick it off with is both me and Keisha have recently decided to dip our toe into manga.
Okay.
And we've gotten Rex here and there, but I feel like you guys are poised to know our reading style, like things that we like. So we wanted to get like 3 manga Rex from each of you about 4 people who are just getting into manga, like something that you really enjoyed, to put us on so that the next time we come through together, we can like be up on it and chat about that.
Okay. And Jack, you want to go first, baby?
Nah, girl, you gotta go first. I gotta grab
Okay. Fine.
my Rex real quick.
Okay.
'Cause
Okay.
mine's full.
So if you know me, I'm always going to say Chainsaw Man and Alice in Borderland, Monsters. I feel like Keisha, Monsters would be your jam because of the fact that it's like psychological thriller, like a lot of history kind of woven into it. You see what I'm saying? Like it's
Anika.
only if that girl says that one book, you guys are gonna ban her from that from the side of the and then
Look.
yes, Sailor Moon for Keisha.
Y'all not gonna be throwing shade at
No.
Keisha, okay? That's fine. We're gonna make sure that Keisha gets the same box set that I got for Christmas. Okay, y'all give her some time. We
Okay.
work.
I am flipping my imaginary hair in frustration. Okay.
Right. But I would say now I know that this just got big right now, and I'm so glad, but I hate it at the same time. And I'm going to preach this to everybody, and that is done to that. This is very easy to read. It's very easy to follow. If you like romance, if you like slow burn, if you like action, if you like just heart, this book has a lot of heart. Now, the first volume, you're going to be like, what the fuck are you making this free, Sheena? But I promise you, it is so worth it. It is the most wild ride. It is so much fun. So the same person that did the art and everything for Chainsaw Man left and did his own thing, and then this is not done. The first, if you don't want to watch, if you don't want to read it, the anime just started, and it's so good, and it came out at the right time because all the big ones like Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, One Piece, they're all on a break. Everybody's on a break right now. So this one came quietly in, and it's doing its fucking thing. So I promise you, it's only up to 9 volumes right now in English. You could read it. You can read it on Shonen Jump. So there's an app called Shonen Jump through Viz Media that you can download. It's like $3.99 a month, but they give you the weekly updates of like chapters. So they call them episodes, but they're chapters, and you can read it online, and it's so good, so good. So it's about this
See,
boy. Huh? What's wrong?
now I was about to say, the only thing I know about Dun is that my son is like obsessed with the theme, the intro song. I've heard the
Yes,
intro to that anime
Yeah.
so
it's
much.
so good. It's so good. They did. Who is it? Creepy Nuts and they did it for Mashless too. So when I heard that they were going to do the opening for Dun Dun Dun, I was so excited, and they killed it. Okay, so you meet this girl right here. Her name is Momo, and her grandma believe in spirits, and then she meets this boy named Ken. Here, let me show you. She meets this sweet baby right there. His name is Ken, and he believes in like UFOs. He doesn't believe in the supernatural like she does. So they end up meeting each other in school, and they end up sitting there talking to each other. And they're like, no, aliens aren't real. They get into this whole ass fight about how their beliefs are fake. So they dare each other to go to a hot spot. Okay, so she goes to a spot. So here's him at the hot spot that she tells him to go to. And then she goes to the spot that he tells her to go to. And then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. So, and then she ends up running into, let me see, she ends up running into them.
Okay.
So, and then it's just boom, 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 high impact play. But in between there, you have comedy. I swear to God, reading these books, I was laughing out loud. The characters, you're going to love every fucking character that comes along. You're going to like hate them at first, maybe, and then you're going to end up loving them. There's so much like, so much heart in these books, I promise you. So, dun, dun, dun. It's my first one, okay?
Nice.
Angela, you ready, baby?
I'm ready.
Okay.
And
All right.
I loved your picks that I came in on.
I
But I didn't get to hear the first one. Was your number one Poon Poon or?
this page.
She said chainsaw.
It wasn't,
Wait.
honey. It wasn't, baby.
No, what is that one? Because Anika said it.
It is her all-time favorite. Like, if Sheena were to recommend, and I'm really surprised that she didn't, but if she were to recommend a manga, this one changed her life.
Mm-mm. Mm-hmm.
It changed the way she.
It did change my life. It did change my life. I'm mad 50% of the time now instead of just 20. Okay. No, that's like an inside joke. I read this. I read the series, and they give me shit about it all the time. Like I read the whole series because I was already invested, and I had to know how it ended. And I would call Anika in the middle of the fucking night and tell her about this book, and be so mad. Like I was so mad that I read this book, but I couldn't stop reading it because I was already invested. And now, ever since like even 3 years later, they still fuck with me and say that's my favorite book when I absolutely hate the book.
She's read books from the same. From the same artist.
Yes, and I hate reading his stuff. I am the 1% that hates his work. I'm like, what is wrong with this man? Tell me you hate women and children without. There's only one of his books that I'm like, okay, I could see the hype, but Poon Poon.
Wait,
Fuck out of here with that.
Is it like? Give me 2 things that you just were like, oh, this is why I don't like it.
Okay, so book 3, I felt like he was trolling us the whole time. I was like, what is the point of this book? Like you I was so mad. And number 3, it was just really just heart-wrenching for like no reason. I felt like just what am I reading? Like what are we doing? Like, oh my God, like this is really bad. Like it's not even he knows how to draw. He knows how to put a story together that you'll never forget. It just wasn't for me. I just didn't understand like
So
You would
you
have to read
hate
it for
Ray.
yourself to
How many
understand it.
volumes?
Even, well, how many is there? Four or five? I think
There's
it's four.
3. Oh, is it
Mm,
4? Why do I think it's 3?
Four.
I may be wrong.
No,
I
it's
guess
four.
it's 4.
I think
mm,
it's
I'm
four.
not as versed
mhm.
in it. Like I didn't read
You
it.
know, and I
I don't
understood the
know.
assignment. I understood the assignment, but it was just like it wasn't for me. And then like I'm not trying to put nobody down because a lot of people out here that read that they like changed their lives. They got it tattooed on them. Like I'm just like, okay. And I'm like the 1%, but that was like, I'm good. I'm
I
good.
don't
I'm
know.
okay. So don't they give
Listen,
me
Me,
shit
I gave
about
it
it?
a
empower
4.
you, good sis, to DNF. Okay.
No, I was like, no, I'm gonna see this to the end. I'm gonna see what everybody, have you ever seen that have you ever seen what is it, the good guys? The other guys. Remember when what's his name would do stuff so he could just make fun of people? That's what I had to read it
Mm,
to know exactly what I was talking about. So if somebody came at me, I'd be like, whoa, this is why, like we can have a conversation about it, but I'm not going like trolling people and saying, oh, I don't understand why you don't like that. I'm just saying it wasn't for me. I'm not putting
You're
nobody's
like,
feelings
oh, I
down or
don't like this.
anything. Yeah.
I'm gonna get the
I'm just like,
download so I
yeah,
can
I'll
talk
deal.
some shit
Yeah.
later.
But
right?
another series that I'm hate reading is what is that other one that I hate but I can't, but I'd be looking at it online when people will load it up so I could just be mad for like 20 minutes. Um
It
Jinx.
wasn't the
That Jinx,
huh?
that one with the Jinx, the one with the UFC fighter. The really
Oh, I thought
abusive
you were
one.
talking about
Yeah.
the
I don't know.
Alice one.
Hate reading kind of sounds like you enjoy something.
No, I just like there's some of them like I'm just like, why do you guys like
It's
this?
legit
Fuck this.
punching.
We're gonna see this to the end so I can talk shit about it.
Hmm.
But and then you tell your favorite, babe.
Okay. So I have a few, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna like it's hard for me to pick through, I guess, So one of mine that I'm gonna pick for you all is Boys Run the Riot. And I'm sorry about the
Mm-hmm.
kids in the background.
Yeah, I heard.
He is having a serious match on Roblox
Mm-hmm.
currently, so you'll probably
No
hear a
worries.
lot of that. But yes, Boys Run the
We get
Riot.
it.
I
Boys on the Right
absolutely
is a
love
really good one.
what I've read so
Yeah.
far. Yes, it deals with a cisgender boy in high school, and he befriends. Okay, I can't because it hasn't really told yet, so I don't know if his friend is transgender or not yet. But I have a feeling that he
They
probably
are.
is.
Hmm.
He starts this clothing line. Like he has these big aspirations to start this clothing line
Mm-hmm.
and make it become like well known and popular for other kids their age, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so the one who starts the clothing line meets the cisgender boy, and they have this conversation about body dysmorphia and how
Mm-hmm.
um, like he loves wearing boys' clothes because that's what he feels comfortable in. He's comfortable in his skin in it, and that's where he feels the most at home. And so the guy who has the clothing line, he's like, you would look really good. Like you just have that look and that fit pretty much. Like you would look really good modeling my clothes. And
Mm-hmm.
so he pretty much like hounds him about it. And
I
so
think I
that's
have
how
it.
they start and start this thing up. And then they end up meeting this other guy that was like in photography club or something, I think, who they befriend, and he starts doing like the pictures and stuff for them to like start their little business up or whatever. So I love it because it deals with like identity, and it deals with not only just like school issues and like navigating like
Mm-hmm.
high school life and um, dealing with like being bullied or not feeling comfortable in your own skin,
Mm-hmm.
being like open enough to share like the deepest parts of yourself with someone else, like developing that bond and relationship. I don't know. It's just good all the way around. And then people like some of the people that they meet, they think that they're one way and they're not. Like they even have their
Mm-hmm.
own judgments beforehand of how they think people are going to perceive them, and then they end up being completely wrong. Like, I don't know. It's just a good one, about acceptance and discovering yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that all people come from different walks of life, and
Mm-hmm.
how you can like form those bonds in relationships. So it's good. I love it. And then they also deal with like being uh, crapped on by adults, pretty much. Like, they are really serious about this brand that they have, right? It is something that means the world to them, and they are willing to put in the
Mm-hmm.
work and do what they need to do for it to make it become big. And when they try and make it into something, they have adults that are pretty much telling them that they're nothing, and like standing in their way, and like being this huge like block in the road that they're having to overcome. So there's a lot of good things in it. I really enjoy it a lot. I'm not caught up on it, but what I've read so far out of them, I'm in love with. I feel like it's something that anybody can find a piece that they can relate to in it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
anyone can think from it. Like, it's really one of those that, I don't know. Sorry, I'm awful with my words. So
No,
No, you're
that's
good.
awesome.
Yeah,
You're
it
good.
feels like
Yeah.
it's relatable
Shoot.
for everyone. There's
Mm-hmm.
pieces of it that everyone can learn from or pull into their own lives. And I
Yeah.
love when a story will give us the example of like real life scenarios and somebody
Mm-hmm.
overcoming. Always get that like fairy tale thing that fixes the things, or someone who just happens to be like that ace in the hole for you. Sometimes you have to deal with those things and be your own hero, even in
Mm-hmm.
like a mundane setting or whatever. So yeah, I feel
yeah,
like those slice of
there
life,
was
believe in yourself type of books are for everybody. So that's a great
yeah
one.
there
Yeah.
was one. I think it's in volume 2. There's one part in it. It like breaks my heart, but then I love that
Mm-hmm.
that was the situation in the book at the same time. But um, okay, I think his name is Rio, right? I think
Right.
that's
Mm-hmm.
the cisgender one. Okay, so there's a part where he is having to fill out job applications, and one of the questions on there comes to gender, and he like struggles with like, which box am I supposed to fill in? Do I fill in the male or do I fill in the female? Um, and then he's like, I guess he thinks about, like when he goes for the job interviews, like what they're going to think about him if he chooses one over the other, or are people going to see him the way that he sees himself? And I don't know, it was just like, it broke my heart. Like, I wanted to like sit there and cry, because they all fill out job applications, but you can tell it's so much harder for him because he has to think
Mm-hmm.
about, you know,
Yeah.
which one he's going to
I,
do. And the other ones were able to just like, it wasn't a big
Yeah.
deal. But
Right.
yeah,
And that kind of
I
like
love
I
stories like
love
that. If yeah, and then just playing off what Inja said, like it's important to read books that really don't have so much to do with you. So you learn how to have like empathy for people that are living around you, like that. Like the friends just right next to him. Like reading something like that makes you more aware of what some people may be
yes.
going through, and feeling, and so you could be a lot more empathetic to somebody and their feelings and everything like that.
Yes.
So I love stories like that.
So
Agreed.
I think
that
that's just the
is
purpose of a
Great,
story,
great pick,
right?
Inja. Great.
Right. Like it
Hmm.
should
Agree.
be to help us understand other people and, have a
yeah.
respect for those people, right?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. There you go, lady. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So,
Then.
for the purpose of time, we want to make sure we get
Oh, sorry.
everything in. Oh no, you're
Okay.
good. You're good. You're good. So, I think we're gonna move on to Moondogs and talking about
Okay.
Moondogs.
Nice.
So let's pull this up. So if you guys don't know, Moondogs #1 just came out, and it is part of the Horizon experiment over at Image together.
Hmm.
So this is what it looks like. Okay, and
This is
one,
cover
this is
A,
a
right?
beautiful
Yeah,
cover.
that's the A
Yeah,
cover.
this is cover A.
Which
The
cover did you
cover,
get?
the B cover, I got
I
both.
went full on variant Eastern and got all of them because I want the experiment to be a success. Keisha, do you want to explain what the experiment
Right.
is, or do you want me to do it?
Yes, I will, because I am
Okay.
so excited about this experiment.
Yee.
Okay, so with Image Comics, right? Before I mess up this guy's name, Pornsak Pashote. It's a Thai American writer. Basically, him and another person over at Image, they were like they wanted to have more marginalized voices, get more
Okay.
series at Image, right? So they created the Horizon experiment, and basically every issue is going to act as a pilot for different runs. So next week is going to
Oh,
be a
okay.
completely different set of
Yeah, yeah.
writers, and based on pre-orders and how sales do, one of these will eventually get picked up for a full series.
Got it.
So this week, yeah, so like if you haven't bought it, please, if you believe in marginalized voices, black and brown folks getting, you know, getting more of these types of creative books out, please buy them. Please, please, please. This first one was done by the legend Tanarive Due.
This is actually
And
the
this
third
one,
one. Can I interject?
oh, it's the third one. Oh,
Yeah,
snap!
yeah.
I
Okay, so yeah,
didn't
so
know.
like you were saying, it did start with him, and the concept came from the idea of like, if you guys were like not under a rock not too long ago, there was this whole discourse about Idris Elba being an excellent 007, and it
Okay.
started this
Yes.
whole conversation of like, yeah, if they do let him be 007, the guardrails will be up, we'll only see so much, but how cool would it be if they actually allowed him to be 007 and they showed the difference in his experience as a black British spy, and
Okay.
like gave us some insight into that story, and it opened a bigger conversation about how those like mainstream get all the money for promo type of stories and whatever typically don't lean into a BIPOC main character because they know
That
it's
part.
going to kill their funding. They know that, you know, people tend to traditionally only put so much money into it. They have an idea about what it does for sales, and then we have movies like
Hmm.
Black Panther that come out and just like completely squash that idea, but we're
That
still only
part.
incrementally getting more and more of those types of characters. So the
Right.
concept was like, we want to
Hmm.
do that for comics as a medium as well. So they said,
Okay.
okay, we're going to do this Horizon experiment, and each one, like Keisha said, will serve as a pilot. So if their sales do well, then they'll get more of a story. So the first one
Hmm.
was a James Bond-ish type of story, but it had an Asian
Okay.
male protagonist. The second
Mm.
one we shared about was kind of like a John Constantine, but the main character was a Muslim woman. We talked a little bit about
Okay.
that during our pools, but didn't really share a review. And this one feels
Mommy
like
likey.
the first one for us because
Yeah.
Tanarive is queen. Like she's
Okay.
referred to in the
Yeah.
intro for this as like the horror Octavia Butler, and I
Okay.
wouldn't say
Hmm.
anything against that, you know, that comparison or
She's
that description for
fantastic.
her. Yeah, she's worked
Yeah.
in every type of medium. Her writing is phenomenal. She's written all of these types of stories. I will say that getting into Moondogs was interesting because you see bits and pieces of her personality, but you also see the constraints that she had to perform within, because it's like you get a pilot and I want to give you like the meat and the potatoes so that you're
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
interested and you want to get more to it, you know, like look at this art that like
I
that.
love the art. Yeah.
If you go
Yeah.
back, that one where it's like showing her full on lycanthrope version of herself, that was
Mm-hmm.
one of the previews in the previous Horizon experiment title. And I was like, immediately, yes. And then when I looked at the contributors were the artist and the author, I was like, oh, immediately let me pre-order all of this now. So it's very well done. It gives like a late 80s grungy type feel to it, but it's so good. So like, like Keisha said, pre-orders are really important, but the kind of annoying thing about comics is that outside of that initial like week to 2 weeks for sales, they don't really count. So in order for this to really count, we want to encourage you guys to pre-order any of these upcoming Horizon Experiment titles. There's still time to order a copy or walk into your local comic shop and request a copy of Moondogs. Because I really want to see what else she does with the story, because she gave us a really good base for this particular world. She's like touching on the concept of werewolves, but then also like what that translates to in other parts of the world. Like just like how we as Black people within the African diaspora, we like all have different types of experience or our different spin on things or a different flavor that comes from where we're from. It's the same thing with their heritage as it pertains to their lycanthropy. So I feel like I'm running my mouth, but it's such a good story. So I just want to clarify that, because there's other great stories that there's still time for you to buy and support, because if we for sure want Moondogs to win, but the I forget, I should have grabbed that as well, but the previous story was actually really good too. I didn't support the first one because I wasn't aware of it at that time, and you guys know my comics are mostly women of color in comics, so I didn't get that one. But the previous one, woman of color. This one, woman of color. The next one is blackity black. So make sure that
the next one is like Blerd's, like what did he say?
It's about
it's Blerd's. Yeah. With monsters. It's called motherfucking monsters.
Yeah.
Yes, I was too tickled when I saw that in the back.
Exactly.
Right.
I was so tickled.
Okay, so one, just off the cover alone for Moondogs, I love this color so much.
Yes.
I love contrasting colors. Like I have the cover, the B cover, and they gave this one to me initially, and I was like, no, I need this. This was absolutely beautiful.
The art on the cover goes crazy, and for the B cover, the art style, this artist is doing a cover for each of the books in the Horizon.
Oh, okay.
What's up?
The ratio foil variant is the same art from the B cover. It's just a card.
Who's the artist for that one?
It's the same. Hold on, let me see.
It looks like.
It's the same artist for the B cover, but that one is just foiled. Hold on, let me see. I bagged it because I didn't want it to get damaged.
But yeah, I enjoy the comic. Okay, so here's the thing. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I like the fact that she went East African, like the family that, is lycanthropic. They are East African. They have this special ability through the mom's lineage, and then with the dad's lineage, the kids are different in a lot of ways to Moondogs. So I really appreciated that. Because they're East African, it brought me back to Tanarive Due's series, the African Immortal series, which is like top tier if you guys ever want to read that. It brought me back to that, so it was really cool seeing the connections to Tanarive's previous work that I really loved. Like Bree said, because this is a pilot run, and I guess like she knows there's a lot that has to happen in this first issue,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people are
Right.
like, first issue, we'll see. Um, it was cool. I enjoyed it, but I do want more, but not in a way where I'm like obsessed over it, you know? I
Mm-hmm.
think there are a few things in here that you can just tell, you know, Tanarive is like, because this is like her second comic, I think. Like the first one she did was The Keeper, which is over at Megascope, which is really good, by the way, if you
Okay.
guys ever get a chance. Um, but I feel like this had to do because it had to do a lot. I don't know. I
It had
enjoy it. I
pacing
want to
issues.
see more. Yeah, like I enjoyed it. I do want to see more, but I wasn't in love with it, you know.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so yeah, definitely want to see more, but you know,
Ninja, did you?
it wasn't my pick of the week.
Okay. BB, did you kind
Angel,
of
what
feel the
about
same
you?
way?
Or yes, did you say Inja? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, Keisha, I'm really glad to hear your take on it because I thought that my opinion was going to be the unpopular opinion for tonight.
I was gonna have your back, baby. Okay.
I know. I appreciate you. I, uh, I wanted to love it so much, like I really did, and I plan this weekend to go back and reread it. And I thought maybe it was because I got it digitally. I was like, well, maybe there's just something funky about reading it digitally, like about the layout or whatever. I felt like I was missing so much. But like now hearing you all talk about it, like the intro into it, I can definitely see those restraints you're talking about. Like she had a lot of story to tell with
Mm-hmm.
so many pages. Um,
Mm,
but it just felt like she was trying to get all of the huge heavy parts out, and we were missing those, kind of like a Zack Snyder film. You know, like if you watch the cut that's not that's not the like director's cut, like
Yeah.
the big cut.
Mm-hmm.
You just If you just go into the theater to watch one, you miss all those little details that you need and those little pieces to make it mesh and flow.
Yes.
And for you to be
Yes.
able to understand what's going on and for certain scenes to hit the way that they're supposed to. That's how this book felt. But then, like, once you get that director's cut and you watch it, you're like, oh, the shit actually makes sense. Like, I get why he did what he did, and it wasn't just stuff just
Mm-hmm.
thrown in there. That's how this book felt. Like, and I'm even okay with the story throwing you into the middle of something when you're starting out with it. Like, I've had stories do that and they've worked out really well.
Yeah.
And I've been fine with that. But this was like, I was thrown into the middle of it and there was like no kind of like context or anything really given to help me make sense of things, right? And so it
Right.
was really hard to, I can tell like the story is going to be a good story. Like, if they get a
You just needed
chance.
time to like fall in love with it, though. You know, we
Yeah,
don't.
yeah,
but the way
definitely.
that this is done, it's hard to. Like, it's hard for you to get
Mm-hmm.
invested in the characters or to really care about the characters, which is sad because she gives you the material I feel like you need to be able to form that bond with the characters, but it's just a lot of it was hit for me. And
Mm-hmm.
it made me sad. But away from the negative, I did like the way she sprinkled little things in, like with the mom being of East African descent, like
Yeah.
you said, Keisha. Like, I love that, and the dad was American, right? African
Mm-hmm.
American.
Correct.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I love how they mix those two worlds together,
Mm-hmm.
and I love how they even sprinkled hints of like colorism in there. Like, we got to see that. I like how they
Yeah.
uh, had this whole thing behind like the tea and how they have something of importance that
Mm-hmm.
is going to have a huge impact
Yeah.
on this like race of werewolves or whatever. And everyone wants it. Like everyone
Right.
wants to steal it, wants to take it away.
Yeah.
So I
For
like
no
how
selfish reason. Yep.
yes, and
Great
but it makes me
great
think of like
representation of culture being
yes,
lost and being stolen.
yes,
Mhm.
and yeah, I really love that use of like historical elements where it wasn't
Yeah.
like in your face, but it's like she just like kind of sprinkled it here or there, and you're like, I see what you're doing there, and I appreciate it, and I love it. You know, like
Like with the
um,
crosses.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on,
mhm,
let me make sure I get that. With the crosses here that you can see, like she brought that back from the history and how that actually like helps them become stronger and whatnot. I love
Mm-hmm.
that.
yeah. And I loved like even with the big bad or whatever in the story, like how he's pretty much like, well, you know, like I know that if I'm pretty much like a martyr for this cause, it'll bring people like I know I may not be going about it the right way or whatever, and I know that and like he knew, you know, like he wasn't going about things the right way, but he knew he was going to end up getting that following, like that they weren't. I don't want to say not smart enough to really like see through this like ruse he had or whatever, but they
Mm-hmm.
weren't like I don't know. So I kind of like that. Like they were, I don't know, kind of like blind sheep or whatever, just
Mm-hmm.
followed
Or just
along.
wanted
Like
something so bad that they were willing to
yeah,
not kind of like
they
look at
thought
the
that
other shit.
his cause was their cause, and
Mm-hmm.
that's not really
Right.
what
Yeah.
it is. We kind of find out at the end. So yeah, I did like I like the use of like her letter or whatever that she wrote. You know, like I like how they added that in there. It wasn't as like it didn't hit me in the feels like I feel like it would have had um you know I had been able to invest in the characters more, like
Yeah.
I
Like
don't
she had
know,
to been able to take her time to really like
flesh things out.
let them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No
just
doubt.
really felt lost, like and it was like her relationship, you know, like her worries about how this man that she's like clearly in love with or whatever, and he's in love with her, how you know he was going to react to things. Like I couldn't even
Mm-hmm.
like I had no feels for that either. Like I like my heart couldn't go out to her for that because I didn't have that connection with them. I felt like I would have had things just
I think
hadn't
if
been
she,
thrown. Not it wasn't thrown
I,
together, but you know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
She had more
trust
time
that
to
if
like.
Tanari, yeah, if Dew had more time, I think that this would have been paced out much better
Mm-hmm.
because she
Yeah.
has like I don't see an issue with any of her other work
Yeah.
for this to ever be a real problem, you know?
I don't think it's the time. I think it's the amount of content and then what content she's adding in there. Like this is like a story
Yeah.
I felt like should have had like a few issues to like
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's a
Hmm.
combination of things. One, she does speak to that in her letter that's in the back about not being super familiar with translating her stories to the page
yes.
and the team that she
Hmm.
worked with. So I think there
Yeah.
was like maybe a
Yeah.
disconnect there for one. For
Okay.
two, I agree that it seems like she was trying to smush the whole story into a short space of time. So there's parts where you're reading and you feel like, damn, did I miss some panels? Because we got to the conclusion or the solution for this or to the next thing happening fairly quickly without the like lush experience that we're used to. I really
Hmm.
feel like
Yeah.
it opens up with like a gory, messy, crazy situation, and then we get the introduction to the lycanthrope family and her
Mm-hmm.
boyfriend, and there should have been a clue about the necklace and something happening, and then that should have been
Mm-hmm.
the end of the issue. That way
Yeah.
it's
Right.
like
Yeah.
you get an
Y-
introduction, you see that
And you're
something
Yeah.
still hungry,
has
right?
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
Right.
know to expect something else. You've gotten the pull of like oh, this is kind of what's happening. I know I'm dealing with werewolves, but then it would have left a little more room for us to care more about what's going on with her and her
Yeah.
children, and care more about
Right.
what's going on with her family. And then it would have just been like, oh, well, I can't wait to see what's going to happen next, because they literally could have just left it at like the situation with the necklace, or even with her showing up to meet the boyfriend already like transformed, and that would have been enough of a cliffhanger for us to be like,
Yeah.
oh, I care about this
Yeah,
character, let me see
it
what
would
happens
have.
next. But
Or like the whole character arc of the younger brother. I think
Yes.
seeing that full change in one issue was also a problem for me. Like, I loved that character altogether, but once again, I really feel like his character arc should have happened over multiple issues. I would have
Yes.
been fine with him just being a complete jerk and ignorant and
Hmm.
like taking the red pill. Him being
also
that
he's like
type
a
of
kid,
character.
so it's like,
Right.
Yeah.
Like
give
that's what
him,
you
he could
expect.
have fucked up a couple
Right.
more times, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I wanted to see him make those mistakes and sit with that frustration with him, because I felt like that would have built more tension, that would have created more interest in his character. But because he got resolved so quickly, I was like, all right, what happens next? Like, are we a perfect family walking into this? I would have
Hmm.
rather
Hmm.
us go into the next issue of Moondogs with some minuscule amount of dysfunction, but I felt like was everything was just like chaos, and it came together really quickly. But
Yeah.
once again, I'm gonna keep saying it.
Right.
I trust Due to
Yeah.
give us a great run. I do believe that this could be really, really good because
Yes.
there are elements of that. And I just wish the Horizon experiment gave a little
Hmm.
more than one issue, you know?
Gave them
Yeah.
a little bit more room. I have a
Yeah.
question. That's probably a stupid question. If they
Mhm.
get picked, right? You said they're going to get a whole run. They're going to get.
Hmm.
So, do
Yeah,
you think
they
that
could
she
do
would
it.
redo it?
I don't think she would
Mm.
redo it, because in her letter she spoke to things that would happen afterwards.
Okay. Okay.
It would be
Okay.
cool if, instead of it just jumping to what happens next, we get those
Okay.
like
Flashback.
We get the back.
flashbacks and inserts in
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
between, at least like
Yes.
in between issues, where we get flashbacks
Hmm.
to flesh that out,
Got
and
it.
we get
Right.
pockets of like the personalities and relationships that are happening there.
Yeah.
And then, obviously still couple it with more gore and whatever, because that's what she's leaning
Hmm.
on, obviously, the
Yeah.
horror aspect. But yeah, she
Yeah.
she spoke to like different things that could happen in terms of like diasporic lycanthropy and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
what she spoke to about like if it were to continue was about things that would happen after the events that took place in issue 1.
Okay. Okay.
What was
Nice.
your thoughts about it, Sheena? I feel like we got into a loop-de-loop
Yeah,
there.
right.
Oh, I was like, what? What are you talking about? I thought I contribute. No. Okay. So, like Keisha said, I absolutely love the cover. Before we even talked about getting together, remember? I know you guys talked about it on your show. I missed a little bit part of it, and then you remember when I saw this cover, I was like, oh, she's black and she's a fucking werewolf. I'm fucking. Where do I buy this? Where do I put my money at? I was so excited that I text you guys. I was like, look, this book is coming out. And I thought I'm showing you guys something fucking new. And you're all like, no, bitch, we just
Oh
talked about that. I was like, oh, okay.
For,
No, no,
for
no.
the people who are not privy to the chat, don't do that. And I was like,
I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, well, can we at least
I
talk
would
about it
never.
together?
I would
No, I
never
know. I'm just, I
do that
know.
like that.
I
Oh
was
my
like,
god.
I'm sorry, I look so stupid, but like I was so excited. I was like, because I absolutely love werewolf stories, and that's my shit. And then she was so pretty. Like I was like, look at her ears.
Yeah.
Like I was just so.
Yeah.
This is, and that's the type of feeling that you should get when you look at comics, and you should be able to see things like this and get fucking excited about it. This is what it's all about, right? So
Yeah.
I love that we could see panels of like that, like her, like this was like one of my favorite panels of her. And I loved it that I just love the history of it, the little history that we did get. And I
Mhm.
feel like you don't even know how, you didn't even have to know like I didn't know like a whole bunch of the stuff that they were talking about, but they made it easy for you to grasp it and
That
move
part.
on with it. Like, and
Agree.
anybody that just like me didn't know anything, it didn't make me feel stupid. It made me feel like, damn, that's dope. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. You know, even if it was made up, which you know, it's still amazing to see. Um,
Yeah.
Agree.
I do like my I did like it that there was parts in it that made me giggle
Agree.
because when he was talking to her, when he saw her in her true form, he was all like, "Will you marry me?" Like he was like, "I'm into the shit,
Yeah.
monster girlfriend, let's go." Like that's all I've ever wanted.
Yeah,
Like he
he's
was
like, I
so
didn't
into
know
it.
I was
She's
a
like,
furry, but let's go.
yeah, yeah. He was like, I'm learning things
Right.
about myself. I'm like, that's cool. I was like, but he accepts her for everything that she was. I appreciate that because sometimes and he didn't stand in her way. He let her be her. You know,
Yeah.
he's not trying to put her in something that she's not, trying to put her in a bubble that she's not. And you could see that in that little time that they were together. Shit, he's like putting bodies in the fucking in the seafloor. He's all like, we're in love. We're doing this
Girl,
together. Like
he didn't ask no questions. He was just like, that's the part where
He
one
was
of the parts where
willing.
I was like, am I missing something? Because he was just
right.
with the shenanigans immediately. Like,
Yes. Yes.
even if
He was
there's a
So
boyfriend,
comfortable.
I
He
feel
was
like you would have some questions, you know?
he was comfortable
yes.
walking up to a boat with a whole bunch of other werewolves going, "I'll
Yeah, and
protect
he's
you."
nothing.
Just
Yeah, and
Listen,
he's like, I'll protect. She's like, okay, fool. Like, but she trusted him to be
right.
her man and everything. Like, I love that part. So there
right.
was things that I absolutely loved about it. I wish,
Yes.
like you said, she could have took her time. That she had the time to really unfold the story. But I feel like maybe this book is for people that have been reading comics to
Yeah.
really appreciate this. Maybe somebody that hasn't really read a comic before, maybe this wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to them.
Mm,
As
yeah.
far as like what
Yeah.
you guys were saying, like the disconnect and everything, maybe this wouldn't be for somebody that hasn't read comics and doesn't understand. But now that
Yeah.
if you knew the background of what they were trying to do, then you can learn to appreciate this. But I think this is more for us.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that we're out here like really telling people about the story
Fact.
and what they're trying to do, you know. But yes, I would love to see this because the fact that I love werewolves. So I was already sold. I was like, oh, I want her to win. So
Yeah,
I want to see more of this. But oh, for those reasons. So yeah.
I
I just love
agree.
Yeah.
this cover.
She could even do like a prequel type of thing in the same
Yes.
world, or have
That
like
part.
our main
Yeah.
character like go off to be like going on some mission, and we get flashbacks like even about her parents, because that was one of the cute parts of the story that I really loved, and I was like, dang, we could have used a little more
Yes.
of their little
Of the
personality,
parents.
because
Yes.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Absolutely.
her
I
mom
think the
is
brother took up a lot of the story. The
yeah,
brother took up a lot of the
Yeah.
story and like you know, but I'm rooting for this one. I know I haven't read any of the other ones, but just because, you know,
Yeah.
this girl, she's the
Black
fucking,
werewolf. Yeah.
you know.
Right?
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm fucking with it. And we don't get a lot of that. I'm telling you, you don't see a lot of that.
Yeah.
So it's just like, hell yes, we want to see more of things like this. This is what we need, you know? So yeah,
Yeah.
agree.
that was my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I liked how the lycanthropes from where her mother was from were hyenas too. Like I feel like
Yes,
Yeah.
they were where hyenas or whatever, and then her dad was a what? What
yeah,
was he? A wolf?
Yes.
yeah, and I thought that was
Yeah.
cool
Yeah,
how
He's a
like
and
wolf.
I liked
like
it that she
breaking
even
out.
put that in the middle of it. Like
Yes.
I
This was
wish I wish she just
symbolized.
had time to really break this down because like this world, it's hella interesting. This
Yeah,
you know, and I
It
love to
is.
hear other people's takes on things like this, like werewolves and vampires, like their own rules for shit like that. So
agree.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, because the
No,
tea was tea.
honestly.
I liked how that one page was like, instead of it being like an info dump of some scientists explaining
Hmm.
everything, it was like, oh, this is
Right.
cool because it looks like a whole like a bonus feature within the
Hmm.
book or something. So yeah.
Hmm.
Loved it.
Something
What were
else
you
I
gonna say, Keisha?
loved. Well, two things. Something else I loved slash was infuriated by. I did like this right here, but when I say I had the hardest time reading it, I
Hmm. but at the same time, that's how
But
she
no.
writes. So
Yeah,
she was
that's
Right,
all
right.
in her
So I was
feelings.
like,
She was in her
I
feelings, like
enjoy
yeah,
this. Yeah. And
scratching
the way
things
it's
out,
crossed
whatever.
out, you can see all the emotion on the page. I really
yeah,
enjoyed it.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
going back to what you said, Brie, honestly, this comic could have stopped right here.
Yeah,
right
Like
there,
I
yeah.
feel like we could have stopped right here. We could have stopped.
with the story, but gave us more of
Yeah.
their personality. And like
And
Yep.
I
one of
was like,
Like
the
you said,
could have
it
just
I
would
was
have
like,
stopped
Inja,
right here, and I would have been good.
uh huh. I'm like,
agree.
Inja, when I was
Yeah.
reading it online, I thought it had stopped. Girl, what did I think? I thought it stopped at where her brother and her this part right here. So when I read it, I thought it stopped right here where her and her brother were leaving, and then that dude was looking
Mhm.
at them. So I was like, oh shit, And then because this happened, and this is usually like something like this is at the end of a book, and I was
Mhm.
like, oh okay. And then I looked at it and was like, oh, you're only 70% down. I was like, oh okay, let me keep going. I was like, oh, there's way more. Okay, but yeah, I was even cool with this stopping right there because I was like, oh shit, like what's gonna happen
Mhm.
next? So
Yeah.
So you've seen the
okay,
So
cool.
books
please.
where it easily could have been 3 or 4
Yep,
issues and been told
yep.
with more depth, like the storytelling
Yeah.
we're used to from her. So that's fair. I
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
found the artist for the B cover is
It's
Tula Lote.
Yes, Tula. That's what I was like. It's her. I mean that it's them. I know it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and the
Beautiful.
other variant is a blank one.
The blank one.
And
Okay.
I bought this because I was like, I'm gonna get all of the variants because I want
Yeah.
her to write more, but also because I am
Mhm.
manifesting that we will be at everybody's cons next
And
year,
then you have it. Yep.
and then I need
Yep.
somebody to do it up. So y'all, if y'all see me getting these blank covers, that's what I'm doing it
Yeah.
for.
Mine.
Me manifesting that.
Yes. I love it. I loved it. I love this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yes.
I thought
please,
it
That's
turned out
awesome. I
good.
y'all.
love hearing your all's take, like everyone's different
Yes.
takes
And
on
it just like I was like, no, wait till the
how the
show ended.
story.
Unless because we'll talk about the whole damn book and then I'll be like, oh, okay. It's
That's
okay.
But I'm
fair.
happy we would get to talk about this. Honestly, once again, we need more people to,
Mm-hmm.
invest in this Horizon experiment. Like, really, we want to see more people. We want to see different stories out there, especially in traditional comics. Yes, we are getting it in indies, in spades, and I absolutely love it. But, for several reasons, accessibility and all that, we need traditional comics to really start respecting the diversity of our stories. So
Yeah.
please, if y'all can, please, please, please invest in this Horizon experiment, pre-order it.
Yep.
The next one looks like it's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious. It looks so
Motherfucking
funny. Oh my
monsters.
goodness.
Right?
Wait, I have to
Yeah.
pull it up because the art style for it, they gave like a preview at the back of Moondogs,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "This is hilarious! Look at it!
Right?
It's giving
The
like
art style.
PJ's, baby
PJs. That's
type
exactly what I
vibe."
thought of.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you,
yeah,
Bree. I was like, dude, this looks like something. And when I was looking at it and I was just giggling away, I was like,
yeah.
this looks like something though.
Hold
Yes.
on.
Thank you.
This
Thank
also
you.
looks like hold on, let me get this book to make sure I say this right. If you remember Breed, does it look like Black Solstice?
Black
Kind
Soul.
of?
Let me see.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A little
yeah.
bit. Kind of.
It's
Not
not
a whole
Okay.
that
lot.
like
Yeah.
this takes it like all the way cartoony,
Yeah.
but it does
Yeah.
give those same type of vibes. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
Okay.
excited for the next one.
one of the stories in the
Oh, snap.
that ODB book had similar art too.
Oh, hey, look,
Oh,
look, it's your
hey,
boy,
hey.
Inja. It's our boy. Where's the other?
Hello.
Yeah.
There you go. Yes, yes. More women of color in comics.
Period.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Period.
Absolutely.
Come on.
All
Yay.
right.
Okay.
So
And I read that other
is
one that you guys
Moondogs.
recommended. Fable? Is that no? What was it called? Fade? I read it. I loved it. Loved it.
Yay. Okay, yeah, that's one
Thank
we're
girl.
definitely
I was
continuing to.
yes, I loved it. I loved it. I read it on Hoopla. It's on Hoopla if you guys want to read it. It's so good.
Period.
And then
I love
Anika's right. It does look like a webtoon, and I love webtoons. So
that.
Mhm.
Okay,
yes,
so
okay.
we
All right.
want to be like clear on time, but I did have another question. So Keisha, what are your thoughts about us like sharing more of our pools for next week's so that we can ask our special guests more questions?
That's fine. Mhm.
Okay. Okay, cool. So one of the
Okay.
things, trying to do our homework because Keisha
Mhm.
has had the pleasure of getting to know you guys more than I have. She let me
Okay.
know that y'all are some Gotham girlies. And
Yes.
don't come for me because I know y'all like to tussle, but I am not I am not very much of a Gotham girly. The extent of
Okay.
my Gotham lore or books, it ends at Harley Quinn done by what is her name?
Eat, bang,
Only
and kill Torf, right? Eat, bang, and kill
correct.
Torf. That is
Only
my
because it was
fucking
written
shit.
by a neuro spicy black woman, and
Okay,
I'm
I'm with
for
it.
that regardless. And the only Batman I acknowledge is Raphael Grumpa's Batgirl slash Batwoman. Outside of
Okay.
that, I'm like, "Meh, I'm good off of that." So I wanted to hear from you guys, and I feel like Keisha has her like one solid. You love Robin, right? One of the
I
it's very
just Damien.
Robin.
Damien is
Okay.
my
Damien.
guy. I love him so much. He's a little terror.
He
I
is
love
scary.
when
He's such a little asshole,
he
right?
is completely,
But yeah,
and I
he's
love
real.
it so much.
He's so good. And right now they have that run going where it's DC versus vampires. It's so good. And Damien's the shit in that book. I
I
love
mean,
I
but
runs like
he
that.
is the shit always. Like this
You're
kid, he
that part.
is
You're right. You right. You right.
he is the shit
She's
always.
all
Like
like,
he is a badass in everything he does. I love Damien so much. And I don't know anything else about anyone else besides T. Franklin's Harley Quinn.
okay.
Period.
Oh
So I
my
wanted
goodness,
to
I
hear
love
from you
that.
guys your favorite Gotham runs. Like, share with us like your favorite Gotham stories,
Oh
Gotham
shit,
City.
you're gonna put us on the spot. Okay. Ninja.
You don't have to pull it out your library. Just like while you're looking. Where is it?
Okay.
Okay, while y'all are looking, I'm gonna read this. Tim Drake is my Robin
Okay.
forever.
Go ahead.
Love the Bat family.
Yeah,
See,
I'm gonna
I've
grab.
wanted.
So the one that I got started on, which I would probably say is my favorite. Actually, no. Okay. I got started on Birds of Prey in the
Uh
trade.
huh. That
I
was
think it's the new. I think it was the new 52 run. But the
my.
one that I did after that, that I was like in love with, and I was like, yes, more girls was Gotham City Sirens,
Mm,
the Paul
Yes.
Dini run. Like I absolutely loved it because you got the story of Catwoman and Harley and Poison Ivy, and you got to see them roll around together and doing all the things together and then living together for a short time. And then it's like all girl power, but then, Bruce kind of gets in the way of that a little bit.
yeah.
And then there's some discourse between um, Harley and Ivy at some point too.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was probably one of my favorites. Um, if I was going to recommend one, I don't know. I just loved it.
Period. And that's all you got to say. I just loved it, and now I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, let me go check it out because that's all
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
need.
it was like everything I need because like I'm a huge fan of the Batman animated series, like
Mm.
like the old school.
Mhm.
I think it's like
Yeah.
what 3-4 seasons, maybe is that right?
Mhm.
So I felt like Gotham City Sirens gave me a little more of like what I've always wanted to see of like the villain girls because
Mhm.
I'm a sucker for villains. I don't know what it is, but
We
villains
know
and
what
No,
it
no,
heroes.
is.
that's the
Yeah.
We know what it
acronym.
is.
Yeah. But so I was like this like Gotham City Sirens really gives me what I wish I could have seen more of in like the animated series. Like I don't know. it hit hard for me. It was fun. It was really interesting. The story was good. So yeah, that would
Yes,
be mine.
Yeah.
Love it.
absolutely.
Love it. Love it.
And I'm obsessed with, like, I love Cheshire Cat also, but I really
Okay.
hate that we don't have, like, there's not anything really on her. Like, they don't have like
Mm-hmm.
comics and
No.
stuff on her. She's just like introduced into things. I think there may be one, like, way, way, way back in the day that they may have done. I could be
Okay.
wrong, but we don't really have anything about her. And I love her. I love her attitude. She's just a badass in general. Like, anything I've ever seen on her, like, I've absolutely loved. And her whole storyline, her broken family, the stuff with her sister, her dad being in and out
Okay.
of jail and not really being there. Like, I don't know. I love her. I wish that somebody would do something just for her and us get more of that. But
Nice.
okay. Okay, Sheena.
Have you ever read any of the young ones that they do? You know which ones I'm talking about, Keisha. Like the DC runs that
DCYA,
they do.
yeah.
Like they have, yeah, like they have the Starfire one. They have the Beast Boy
Hmm.
one. They had uh
Raven.
what's her
They had
Raven. They had
Nubia,
all those ones. Nubia
Barda.
was
Yep,
so good. I
it
absolutely. I
was.
think there's a second one coming out. It's so good.
Yes, there
Those runs
is.
are Yes, those runs are so good, and your kids can read them. You can read them and love them. I know I have the Poison Ivy one and the Harley Quinn's ones up there somewhere. But just like you said, Bree, I love ones that you don't have to know all these characters and all this stuff to enjoy it, just to come in and read it. The Harley Quinn
Yeah.
show, I'm like fucking obsessed with that show. And then when they went and did the comic behind it, I was like eating that shit up. Okay, I was fucking feral for it. I love the Harley Quinn show. You could watch the Harley Quinn show, and they have characters that they barely ever use. You know, Batman's kind of like in the background. Like they make fun of him a lot, and he's in the background. But they bring Harley to the front. They bring characters
Yeah.
that you hardly ever see to the front. And then my boy Kite Man got a fucking spinoff, and that is hilarious. You know, but then they went into the comics with it. Like that run is so good. But I do. But they just did Barda for the YA books. That one was so good.
Yeah,
Like those
it
ones are
was.
really worth picking up. Eat, Bang, and Kill Tour is worth picking up. You know, the Poison Ivy run that they're doing right now is worth reading. You know, all
Yeah.
the old stuff like that, like Hush is really good. I don't know if you ever read Hush, but
Oh,
then
yes.
then
I love Hush.
Hush
And the
is
Heart
so
of
good.
Hush.
It's so good. You don't even like me. I love DC. That's if I had to pick one out of Marvel and DC, I'm always gonna go with DC. But
Yeah,
I haven't read.
absolutely.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna always side with them, and I don't know a lot like a whole lot of other people do. But it's easy to pick up those kind of stories and really enjoy
Mhm.
them and get to know these characters and really fall in love with them and
Mhm.
know just like this much. You know, you could read Hush and not even know anything. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
one of the first books that I read in DC was um, it was Injustice, and
Mm.
then it was DC. What was it? Deceased by it's like a
Yeah.
zombie one, and it was like
Hmm.
all the characters coming, and it didn't matter if you were a superhero or if you're a villain. You know, they were teaming up to like get rid of the zombies, and it's so good. Tom Taylor did it. It's a beautiful run. Like I love runs like that. So like right now they have DC versus vampires, and that's wonderful. And your boys in there, like people that you don't even know, you don't have to know to enjoy it. Like you know, they
Yeah.
give you like a
Yeah.
little snippet of who this person is, but overall you don't have to know things like that. So
That's
Yeah.
what
That's
Wonder
what's
Woman
up.
Wait,
oh my god, that
Historia.
book is
Historia.
so
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
good.
Through the Chronic. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know
You
why
have
I
to
didn't
have
think of
you
that
read
one
that
too,
one,
but
Bree? Have you read? Oh my
Mm-mm.
god.
I feel like you would love
You
it.
would
And
love
they
that
give you
one. You would
it's
love it.
so, like, the lore and stuff that they give you in the books is so rich. Like, they break down the
You would
different
love it.
tribes, and it has to
Hmm.
do with, like,
Oh, I did
gods and goddesses.
that was like last year or the year before that where they did
Year
like
before, I
Year
think.
Yeah, I think it was
before.
year before
Yeah, year
last.
before.
history. Is that what you're talking about?
Hmm.
Okay, yeah.
If you're
Yeah,
in your
I love
shop and they still have one, or you have, yeah, you got to get your hands on it. You'll love it.
I
So.
did read that. I just don't know
Yeah.
why I was thinking. In my mind it was Amazonian something. It was
Oh,
called.
okay.
But yeah,
But yeah. So
facts. Listen, Keisha's the same way about DC over Marvel. I'm still very much on the fence about these things. But I will say, since our last live and everybody was like getting on my case about the Green Lanterns and all of the other lantern stories, I went down the deepest of rabbit holes and found out that there's like purple lanterns and they're all women and their power source is based off of love. And there's one who is like star sapphire or something, and there's another star. That's what all of them are called. And there's another one, and her name is Fatality. And I agree with you, Inja, because I feel like Fatality needs her whole own book. Like, that's how you get a bitch into other lanterns, by like jumping in feet first with this character and all of her badassery, who only appeared with like her whole group in like some other random Green Lantern run. So I feel you on that. Like, delve more into those characters that we haven't seen. I feel you. I feel you on that. I'm on that train too. I'm leaning more towards Marvel.
Sorry. No. I think for people, I think DC is easier to get into. I believe, like, when you're reading a Marvel comic, I feel like you have to know so much backstory in order to like really understand what's going on.
You are, lady.
I maybe not for all of them, but like I've gone into certain runs where I'm like, who are these people? And I really needed to figure out context clues. Right. So I love DC. DC will hit you over the head multiple times with who is who. But like, I mean, I'm not saying Marvel's bad in any way. I'm not saying it's bad.
Yeah, no doubt.
Prefer DC. You know, DC
I think
has my heart.
I think it has a lot to do with what you were exposed to first. So parts of it will seem like more natural to you. Like, I feel like you mentioned that, like,
I grew up on Justice League.
Exactly. So like, you had more, whether you were reading it directly, you were exposed to more of that beforehand. And so parts of it feel more nostalgic and parts of it feel like easier to access, because even if you didn't read the story, you're at least aware of it, like in your peripheral. And then you like get over to the Marvel side and you're like, all of this looks new. I don't know what y'all are talking about. I'm off that. Well, I feel you. And I'm saying this because that's how my experience was too. I was exposed to more Marvel stuff first, and then kicking into DC, it was just kind of like, what's happening here? Like, in my mind, DC was like Batman. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And then you see all of the other characters. And the only reason why I even started straddling any fence was because of Far Sector. So it's just like, you get my dilemma, like everything that I was gravitating towards, like, in terms of women of color in comics, it was like they're fewer and further in between on the DC side until you start digging deeper, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
no doubt.
And like Lady Fantastic is saying, Marvel has its merits. Like, I love Mosaic. Not a lot of people know about that run, but I love that run with all of my heart. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Oh my goodness!
Runs. Those have my heart. Like,
all like the ones too. Word to Stephanie Williams.
Right, like it's all three runs. You're right, because it's Jordan Fuego, Stephanie Williams, and then the original. Like, Marvel has bangers. I will never not say that. But yeah. See, Dwayne, you get it. You get it. Right. But yeah, they're both good.
Yeah.
But
that's why we need to help each other. You know? Right. So that's why we have
This ain't even really a conversation because I love Image over everything.
That part. we love Indies more than anything.
The shelves speak for themselves, y'all. You know.
Right. 2 shelves of Image. Love it.
Literally.
Hey, girls, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to go in a minute to get the boys situated and in bed for
Oh, I
school
love
in the
you.
morning.
I
Well, thank you
understood.
for
Thanks.
But
coming.
Later.
I wanted to say
Thank you
thank
for
you so much for
coming.
having me on, and I really enjoyed it. I hope we get to do it again
Yeah, we will. Summer
sometime.
party
Yes,
style.
yes.
So thank you.
Thanks,
I
Inja.
love your
You're
show. It's been
welcome.
great.
I love you.
Bye,
Love you
baby.
all.
Bye,
Laters.
my love.
Bye.
Laters.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh.
Thank you. Oh,
But it
I'm
was
so happy
good seeing
she's
Inja.
able to come. Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
yes. I love to hear her thoughts and the way she thinks. Like I'm more. I feel like I'm more. I got like 3 words. Like I'm like, hell yeah, that is dope. Like I'm like that, and she's more like, yeah. Well, let's look at it this way. I'm like, oh yeah, huh? No, but I feel like we complement each other very well. So yeah,
Yes. That's
I
beautiful.
love it.
And that's why I feel like we all vibe well together too, because we
Yes, I love this.
respectfully.
Yes. Hold on. I
Respectfully.
just like geeked out real
Yes.
quick because Brunella, yes, Squirrel Girl is dope too, but I'm gonna go all the way down because Monica Rambeau is my girl. I love
Period.
her so much.
See how they're just coming
Yes.
through with, all of the women on the Marvel side, just
Mm-hmm.
throw that out
Right?
there.
Nice.
See,
He
I
does.
gotta read Gwenpool. I gotta read
I love
Gwenpool.
Gwenpool so much. Oh my gosh.
We love you.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
We absolutely love him.
If Inja sees this, say bye-bye.
We love you, Inja. All right, she'll watch it.
All right. Oh
Yes.
yes. Image as a is it even considered indie still? Like at this point, I feel
I,
like it's
I,
crossing
right.
into mainstream for me.
I
I
feel
mean,
like
Yeah.
it's
it's
not a bad
The
thing.
big
already
three now.
based on some technicality. Because
Yeah.
those are the main hitters in terms of releases for sure.
Yeah. Aw.
Oh yes, I miss her already.
Right. Right. I'm gonna text her. Good night. Like just say silly things to her before she falls
That's
asleep. But
adorable.
yeah, I'm happy for her. And she loves
Okay,
to hang out. She loves us.
yes, like we definitely have to do this again, y'all. Too fun.
Yes.
Yes,
Period.
definitely.
Okay, I have to hear though,
I love
like,
her.
what is y'all's? We got a couple minutes left. What was y'all's like pick of the week out of your polls for this week?
I got
I know y'all already know mine.
for the week. Okay. What was yours, babe?
Oh, absolutely,
This one?
Storm too.
This one.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
about to say I can't pick up my
Yeah.
storm because
Look,
this cover. I remember when Bree showed us this
I know.
cover,
I
and this
saw that cover.
cover
I was
is
like, this
the
thing is
reason.
beautiful.
And it was supposed to come out in last month, right? Because I
Mm-hmm.
definitely was like, wait, this was the October one, but I don't care as long as it's here.
They
But
no, this was for the right month. They just did the previews for it early. I was telling you about it along with the first ones. Because to
Okay.
me that this one's cover A artwork is like immaculate. Like
Cover.
who
Oh,
even
beautiful.
like what? And I don't want to give spoilers, but I feel like it's not really a spoiler because if you know, based off of looking at that cover and the description of it,
Okay.
exactly who it was. But that reveal at the end, that doctor reveal, I was like scrumdiddlyumptious. Immediately, yes. And all I know is we better get more than just that last page because what? And y'all know I got all of the variants. The only one I don't have with me right now is because I have to wait for Unknown Comics to send it to me.
Okay.
But look at this. This is the ratio.
Beautiful.
You can't really tell in this light, but that's all pink. And so I like completely love.
Yes.
And
my
this is the
comic
other
shop had that
ratio.
one, but it was too
1:25
Gorgeous.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
This is like all
Yes.
literally in the
Oh.
Hard agree.
Mommy likey.
This is the trade dress of the other one.
Love it.
And then this is the Fantastic Four collab variant.
Nice.
Period. And then of course you've seen
Love
the
it.
Yeah, had to do it. And the Unknown Comics one goes crazy, and there's a trade dress and a virgin variant of that one too. So I'm impatiently waiting for that one to show up in the mail. But
Nice.
hands down, guys, I was like, oh my gosh. The artwork, the way that they are letting Storm carry in this series is insane. Like, even when
Love
she's
it.
sick and having her struggle bus moment, your girl is still dressed to a T. I'm like, it's giving that head wrap is Versace. Like, what are we doing? She's head to toe full on goddess mode in this run, and I'm loving every second of it.
Aww. What about
That's
you, Keisha?
yeah. What's your
Um, I mean, besides Storm, see, I didn't. Once again, I had a headache all day, so I didn't get to read mine. But
Okay.
I am excited about You Never Heard of Me,
Yeah, I
Dark
picked that one
Horse.
up too.
Cool.
Yeah, this one looks dope. Um, I've been loving the power fantasy so far.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, what else? Okay, because I do collect milestone. I got the Shadow Cabinet.
Okay.
I'm very interested in what happens with this one.
I knew you were
And
gonna.
Nice.
then, yeah, yeah, I'm going to. And then one that I randomly put on my list, I wasn't even sure completely, like, heard of the question, but I don't know too much about them. So I was like, new character for me. Let me read this, see if I like it or not. And then
Nice.
everything else is just back, older stuff. So
Nice.
I collect mostly collected editions. Day Tripper
Oh
is
yeah, that one's good.
phenomenal.
Yes.
Yeah, this one is absolutely phenomenal. It's done by our Brazilian brothers and deals with death. It gives me similar vibes to the many Deaths of Layla Starr, just having to deal with
Yes.
death over and over with every issue. I thought it was done really, really well. And then I picked this one up,
Yeah,
MFK
that's a
by
dope one. I have that. Did you get the
Nice.
hardcover? Okay, yeah.
yeah, it's hardcover. So I was just walking around, found it, and I was like, oh, yes, this looks good. So yeah, excited to finish this
Nice.
one this week.
Yee. Okay,
And
what was your pick of the week, Sheena?
Oh, uh, it's probably not okay. So I didn't. I just picked up some stuff. That so I used to go to the shop like every week,
Mm-hmm.
faithfully, but now I cut my pull list down a lot. So I literally just went like once a month and stuff. But
Nice.
I did so my pick of the week is actually a manga. So uh it's
That's
this cute little book right here.
oh, that Cthulhu
Cthulhu.
suit. Yeah.
This is
Oh,
adorable, fucking
yeah.
adorable. I loved it. I was like walking around the house. I was like, look how cute this is. Like this guy, this little ordinary high schooler. He ends up he has a cat, but then he ends up with there's his cat right there. This nice little cat. There's a
Oh.
little guy right there, and then he ends up with this.
Little Lovecrafty and monster. Oh, I love that.
Yes, girl, he's a fucking terror. And it's just like his life dealing with him, not understanding like all the things but he loves him. And then he gets like he has people coming to the house and like worshiping him, and he's like, what the hell? Like it's just like these little stories about him having this Cthulhu cat, and it's such a good time. I absolutely loved it. I loved it. It was just so stinking cute.
Yes.
Thinking cute. It's so easy to read. It's just like the art is so cute. But I actually picked up so I do have The Walking Dead, the whole series, but
Ooh,
there's certain
wait.
issues that
Does
I've
it
been
compare to the TV series? Because I was like, there's so many issues of that. Like,
yeah,
so you
you'd
can
be
actually
following
you can actually get these ones or you can get the hardcover ones. So you can actually do like the big omnibus that has you don't
yes.
have to get them in the individuals. There's four of these ones, and this is
I
how I
know,
read them.
girl. And
So,
you're
or you can
caught
get the
up.
ones that are
You've been
hardcover.
rocking with that
Yeah.
for a
Oh
minute.
yeah. Yeah, so actually, I like both of them. So I actually I watched the show first, and
Okay.
then I was like, oh my god, I love this Rick and Michonne. Like, come on now,
Yes.
like Oh my god, this love.
Yes.
Michonne is badass in the show, and she's fucking
Period.
badass in the book. Okay, so
Period.
she's still the the best. So you can. I like them both. I like things about the show that they put in there, and then
Mhm.
I love the things about that happen in the the actual comics. You know, so they're actually doing it over because um The Walking Dead is actually done in black and white. The whole series at first was done in black and white.
I did not
So
know that.
they're going back and they're redoing it all in color. And then there's certain issues that I got that were in color. So um and then of course I pick up Saga. But there's this one. This was issue 100. So
Nice.
I picked this one up and
Mm.
but yeah, and then I had to pick up my girl. My Poison Ivy.
Yes.
This run is so good. So if you liked how they're together in the Harley Quinn show and stuff like this kind of like plays off of that. Like she kind of leaves and does her own thing, but her and Harley, so because she's tired of the way that people are treating, the planet and everything like that, and she actually leaves. But it's so good. This run is so good. So yeah, but yeah, I got
Listen, I've
that,
been
and then
seeing
but
those variants like, ooh, they let her eat on all of
girl.
those covers.
Beautiful, fucking beautiful. But yeah, this would have been my pick of the week. So I just love it. Just love it. I like looking over it. I'm just like, that's my shit. Like, it's just so cute. It's
She
so
said that
cute.
front facing on the
That's my
shelf. Thank you
shit.
very much.
Yes.
I love that.
But yeah, that's it.
Yay. Okay, we're doing good. We have
We
been
did
making
great.
sure that we're right at the time, but thank you so much for coming to kick it with us. We're
No,
definitely
Yes,
gonna have to
thank
get
you.
yes.
this in.
Thank you.
What is this? Our first appearance? Okay. First but not last. Okay. Come
Period,
on.
Yes.
period.
I
You
am
know
honored.
that's
No, for
right.
real. I am honored. I am honored.
Yeah.
So I loved it. And please don't let this be the last time. Okay.
No,
Like
definitely
we
not.
we
Never.
really loved it.
You always,
Yeah.
always.
I think Keisha, I'll see you on Saturday. Well, let's say this is
Yes.
not the last time. Oh, it's gonna be a treat on Saturday, okay? It's still on the hush, but we will yeah, we have something on our channel going on. So I'll let you know backstage, but the other people I'm trying to keep it secret until we actually do it. So
You
yeah.
heard it
But
first
yeah.
on Pink Riot.
Right?
Right? The exclusive. Come on. First
Got that
appearance exclusive. Come
exclusive.
on. But
Thank
yes,
y'all
no,
for coming
definitely.
All right.
through. You
Yes,
definitely
we
have to
love you.
come through next week, and we will definitely be bringing Melanin and Manga back because we love the
Yes,
vibes.
yes.
Yes, love it.
Yes, yes.
Like, share,
And maybe
subscribe.
we could do like you guys come to our fucking spot and then we come back over here. You guys are always welcome,
Yes.
no matter what. Let us know. We fucks with you.
Yeah,
We
Yes.
fucks with each other.
period.
So
Yeah.
yes.
We will holler at y'all
All
next
right.
week. Same time, same place. Bye.
Later. I definitely found more. All right. How many variants are there?
11.
Damn. Go ahead. No.